Welcome back to another episode of This Is How You Do It with Dad and AJ. I wanted to give you an update on our Plumeria. In our last video, we showed you how to take the cutting, dip it in rooting hormone, and prepare it for potting. Now AJ is going to zoom in here on this spot where we cut it before, and just like we hoped, we cut it far enough above the fork here that the plant went ahead and grew 2 new shoots where before there was just 1. And I'll have AJ zoom in over here as well, over here where you can see I took another cutting, and this time we're going to have 3, looks like 3 different branches that's going to come off of this one. So we're very pleased with how that turned out. All right, and now we're going to pause to go to the backyard. Now we're in the backyard and we're going to walk you through our Plumeria back here. In one of our previous videos, we took a new stick and potted it, and then we gave you an update as it was growing in the winter. So now we have it here, and I'm going to bring over our assistant Gabby to explain something that happened recently with this Plumeria. Go ahead, Gabby.
The aphids also attacked this Plumeria as well.
And what did we do about it?
We sprayed organic pesticide on it to try and stop them, and well, it worked.
Right. And I think, we went ahead and decided to spray this with pesticide because we don't have to worry about caterpillars or butterflies using the Plumeria as a host plant. So using the organic pesticide was fine, and it looks like the aphids have all died off of this, and we'll try to keep them off. Another thing I'll point out here is there are a few more spots where we might get some growth on this stick, but I am a little disappointed that the very tip here, you can see if AJ can zoom in on that, is it kind of died off in the winter. Very disappointed with how that ended up, but like I said, we have some little buds here on the side where it may still go ahead and take off. All right, and AJ and Gabby, if you'll follow me down here, we went ahead and put some of our others in the ground for the first time. This is another one that has started growing back very nicely in the springtime, and it has another spot where the tip died off during the winter, but it still came back strongly. This is one that came to us from Exotic Plumeria in Seffner, Florida, and they have a nice website. I don't get paid to tell you that, but they're a good vendor. All right, come on down this way, AJ. All right, so these are 2 brand new ones from exoticplumeria.com. And this one is called Lisa Marie. And even though this has only been in the ground about a week, we're already starting to see some signs of fresh growth, just tiny little tips of leaves that are starting to begin. And this time, I tell you, I just wanted to go ahead and skip the whole rooting process of putting it in a pot and take advantage of the fact that we live in Florida, and just let them grow in the sand in our backyard from the get-go. So we'll see how this goes. This is about $70, about $35 each worth of Plumeria. We'll see if they make it. I'm confident that they will, and I think it'll turn out well. All right, so now let's head over to our final 2 Plumeria over here with some of our other plants.
The other bugs on the other Plumeria caused more damage than the aphids.
What was the question, Gabby?
Do the other bugs on the other Plumeria cause more damage than the aphids?
They were aphids. That's what those were that we sprayed. All right, so with this one, this is a cutting that we took off of our white tree up in the front, and it also has had the tip die off in winter, and I'm really hoping that we'll get some buds off the tip of this. And you'll remember also the tri-tip, 3-tip cutting that we took in a previous video. That one did not survive the winter, I'm sorry to say, but I noticed that as we cut it down, that one of the 3 tips was still alive and was still viable. So I'm hoping that out of this little stubby nub here that we'll get fresh growth out of this one and get a new white Plumeria. So that wraps up our Plumeria update, and we'll see you next time on Here's How You Do It with Dad and AJ and Gabby. See you next time.